everyone. So this class is for our prenatal mamas who are in our prenatal sessions at Sunset Studio. We have 2 classes left in our series, and obviously being that the studio is closed due to the social distancing and self-isolation, this is the way that we're going to lead the class. Katrina is also away this week, so you have me tonight. Next week you'll have Katrina, and she might be broadcasting through Facebook Live, so just we'll let you know how that's going to work out. But for now, I just want to invite you into a comfortable position, whether that be lying down with some support underneath your back, just like you would when you're at the studio at the beginning of your class. If you're more comfortable sitting just upright, that's totally fine as well. Just making sure that you're maybe sitting up on something to elevate your hips a little bit. If you're sitting in a cross-legged position, elevating your seat with a couple of blankets just rolled up or a pillow or 2 can just be really helpful. This class will not be, I won't be using any props today. So just whatever you have at home, you know what we typically do in class. So if you have some things that you can make yourself super comfortable, then just take your time to do that. And we'll begin as you're ready, just finding your way into that comfortable position and closing down the eyes. And as soon as your eyes close, let that be an opportunity to let your awareness travel inwards. Just beginning to experience your breath flowing through your body. Just noticing its pace and its rhythm. Welcoming in softness around the eyes and the cheeks. And letting that wave of relaxation that starts from the top of your body begin to trickle down into your shoulders. Into the spine. Releasing any held tension that you can release through the hips and the legs. You might like to have your hands resting upon your belly, just over your baby or babies. And just begin to breathe into that space, allowing the nourishment of your breath to cradle your baby or babies, washing all around them, massaging them. There's many things right now that might seem that you're not able to control. There's a lot of uncertainties and a lot of question marks surrounding everyone right now. So just taking a moment to acknowledge that there is something that you can control, and when you tap into that power, you can really nourish the nervous system and calm the mind. So tapping into the breath and allowing the breath to become breath to lengthen both on the inhalation and the exhalation. Begin to connect to Brahma-Marie breathing or bumblebee breath. So those of you that have been in the prenatal class with me a couple times when I've subbed, we inhale through the nose and exhale through pursed lips, a humming sound. Continue to feel this humming vibration in your throat, your chest, all the way down into your belly. Your baby can feel it too, this humming, this vibration, this reverberation of energy kind of pulsing through the body. It's a really nourishing sensation. It's really calming for the ears, this beautiful humming sound. Continue with the hum. And if you are lying down with some support, you could slowly start to roll yourself off and bring yourself up to a seated position if you're not already there. Continuing the hum, it can be a louder hum or a quieter hum, but keeping that reverberation, that vibration moving through the body. As we eventually make our way to our seated position, if you have been seated for a little bit of time, I invite you to just uncross your legs, give yourself maybe a little bit of a wiggle, roll the ankles, bend and straighten the knees, and then come back into a cross-legged position or butterfly, soles of the feet together, knees wide, resting the hands again wherever you feel comfortable. If you are one of our students that has been participating in the prenatal series, you know that at this time we normally would go around and do a little bit of a check-in. So being that we are probably practicing by ourselves right now, I would love to just invite you to take a few moments here to say either out loud or just in your mind, or if you have a piece of paper and a pen really close by, you could journal it. I want you to express how it is that you're feeling, what's been going on for you this last week. It's been a really big week globally. So whatever it is that you are feeling, that you're moving through, that you're experiencing, take a few moments to ponder and to consider your emotions and your state of mind and how you're feeling in your body, and express it, whether that be with written word or verbally, or just speaking to yourself in your mind's eye. Now, if you're not familiar with this class, if you're just watching this YouTube video and you've never done a session at Sunset Studio with the prenatal series, it's just a time that we typically would go around and just do a little check-in with one another. So you can just ask yourself how you're doing, how you've been feeling, and rather than shying away from whatever that is, really truly honor that that your emotions are valid, that what you've been feeling is completely acceptable and normal, and there's no right and there's no wrong. So just honoring where you're at, how you feel, physically, emotionally, mentally, much time with this as you need. If you want to pause the video at this point and continue writing, or maybe you have your partner or someone that you are self-isolating with that's close by, maybe you want to have a quick conversation just about how you're feeling. Please do that. It's extremely important to verbalize and to write it out and to kind of get it off our chest a little bit. I know that you're not alone, and even though maybe you are physically alone in your room or your house or wherever it is that you are, that the rest of the prenatal ladies are with you in spirit, and I am too. And so as you are ready, we will begin our practice. You'll allow your hands to come down to your knees, come into the butterfly shape with the soles of the feet together and the knees wide. We'll begin to open up through the front of the body. As we breathe in, rolling the shoulders back, just lifting the gaze gently if that feels good for you. And then as you exhale, depending on how pregnant and big your belly is, you get around your spine just as far back as what feels good for you. It might be a very small movement, it might be a little bit of a bigger movement. So on your inhale, you're encouraging the front of your body to expand, and on your exhalation, allowing the back of your body to expand. So again, one thing that we can control in this time, and any time, is our breath. So let's synchronize the breathing to the movement, very mindfully, very gently. If at any time you'd like to connect with that Brahmari breath, the bumblebee breath, or a sighing exhale, I hope you feel free to do so. Let's go one more time. On an inhale, we'll find our way to a neutral position. Let the right leg extend out to the side, letting the left heel come a little closer in towards the body, keeping the left knee bent. Right hand's going to come to the right knee. Take a gentle turn so your chest is facing in the direction of your left knee. And then begin to lift the left arm up towards the sky. You want to be able to see your palm, so there's an external rotation from your shoulder. And then as you exhale, your right hand can begin to slide down your leg, just any amount. So we're opening up through the left side body. Now on your inhale breath, start to bring yourself back up. The left fingertips will find the floor behind you. The right fingertips will come towards the left knee. And we're just twisting from kind of the rib cage up. So don't try to get your belly involved. Keep the belly facing forward. And then on an inhale, the right hand finds the right knee. The left arm reaches up. As we exhale, just taking a little side bend over. As you inhale, the left hand will find the floor just slightly behind you, and the right hand can come to the left knee, a little twist from the ribcage up. As you inhale, right hand finds right knee, left hand sweeps up and over. As you exhale, left fingertips to the floor behind you, right hand to left knee, maybe looking back this time. One more time here, inhaling, side bend over, just exploring the sensations, noticing how they change and shift as you move through these two positions, exhaling into your twist. As you inhale, as you start to bring yourself forward, we're going to turn our body so we're facing towards our right leg, just allowing the fingertips to come to the floor, framing the thigh. Situate yourself so you're as tall as you can be, rolling your shoulders back, taking a deep breath in. As you exhale, tiptoe your fingers towards your right ankle, just folding down as far as what feels good for you. As you breathe in, you can slowly start to walk yourself back up. Once you arrive at the top, roll your shoulders forward, up, back, and down. And then as you exhale again, tiptoe your fingers towards your right foot. So we're moving slowly with the breath. As you inhale, walk yourself back up. Take a big shoulder loop. As you exhale, fingertips towards the right ankle. One more time. Inhale, climb your way back up, big shoulder loop. Exhale, fingertips walk forward, folding over the leg. As you inhale, walk yourself back up. You can bring your hands beside you and just take a little bit of a lean back to switch out the legs. So the right leg will draw in and the left leg will extend out. Take a little bit of a shift to find yourself evenly rooted on both of your sitting bones. Left hand to find left knee, turn towards your bent knee. Inhale, the right fingertips up towards the sky, palm facing towards your body. As you exhale, sliding your left hand down your left leg towards the ankle, just as far as what feels good for you, and reaching that right arm up and over. As you take an inhale breath, the right hand will find the floor, maybe a little bit beside you, maybe a bit behind you. The right hand to the knee, twisting just from the rib cage up. As you inhale, left hand, left knee, right arm lifts, taking your side bend. As you exhale, fingertips behind you, left hand, right knee. Moving with your breath, slowly, gently. Maybe looking back behind you as your neck begins to get a little warmer. Got one more full round here. Feeling into the sensation of stretch from that right hip all the way to the fingers. And as you exhale and you come into your twist, just keeping the spine nice and long, shoulders towards one another, shoulder blades towards one another, maybe looking back. As you inhale and you float through center, your fingertips are going to find the floor on either side of your left thigh. Situate yourself so you're nice and tall. Inhale deeply. As you exhale, fingertips will walk towards your left ankle, just as far down as what feels good for you. You can round through your back. Inhale, begin to walk yourself back up. Take another one of those big shoulder rolls. Maybe you're sighing, maybe you're humming out the exhale as you walk your fingertips down towards your ankle. Inhaling slowly, climb back up, roll the shoulders. Exhale, walk it down. Last time here, inhale, walk yourself back up. Another one of those big shoulder loops, opening up through the chest. As you exhale, walk your hands down and you mount. As you breathe in and bring yourself back to center, again, the hands can come on either side of your body. And this time, as you extend your legs, we're going to bring them out in front of us. Just give them a little bit of movement. You can roll the ankles, you can pedal out the feet a little bit, bend one knee, bend the other. And then we'll be coming onto our hands and knees from here, coming into our tabletop position. So as you arrive, your hands will be underneath your shoulders and your knees underneath your hips. Spread your fingers wide. We'll begin to draw bum circles. So similar to cat-cow, only a little bit more of a circular motion. So you can start off in your regular cow pose. Inhaling, the belly softens down, gets round and full. The tailbone lifts, the crown of the head lifts. As you exhale, roll over towards the right, so the ribs and the belly go to the right. As you round through the back, the tailbone starts to point down, just like you would in your angry cat pose. And then continuing the circle as you breathe in, the ribs and the belly expand. So inhaling, we're opening up through the front of the body, and exhaling, we're rounding out through the back of the body, just like we would in our cat-cow. Just a bit more of a circle for the pelvis and the hips. If you like, you can connect to some humming exhales or some sighs. Finish the circle that you're on, and then begin to roll the other way. Now, if your hands or your wrists are sensitive, and if you're working with a mat, you can double up the top of your mat just so you have a little bit more cushion. Or you can come onto your fists, Just taking a little bit of pressure off of your wrists. And another option is to come onto the elbows. You can still continue the movement, just whatever variation you're in. So just always modifying what works for you. So finishing the circle that you're on. Bringing yourself to neutral. Let the big toes come together. Slide your knees a little bit wider than your hips. Let your hips settle back towards your heels. Coming into child's pose just for a moment. We're going to move forward and back with our breath before we hang out in this shape for a little bit more time. So as you breathe in, come forward, hips to go just slightly past your knees. Exhale, hips go back towards the heels. The hips and the heels don't have to touch, but just in that direction. As you breathe in, bring yourself forward. And as you exhale, slide back. So the reason that we're doing this is it's just a really beneficial connection, breath to movement. Inhale to come forward, little squeeze of the bum. Exhale to slide back, hips towards heels, opening up through the side body. When we link our breath to our movement, it is incredibly beneficial for our nervous system. It calms it down. It gives us something to focus on and pay attention to, something that we can control. So it kind of gives us our power back. If you've been feeling really out of control and a lot of anxiety, just a simple movement where you don't have to think about it, it's really meditative, it can be really helpful. So let's go one more time, going forward and back, and press deeply into the hands to feel that stretch in the shoulders and the chest, and then eventually we'll slide it back and we're going to stay for just a couple of breaths. So a couple options is that you could stay still. You could stack your fists one on top of the other so your forehead has somewhere to land. Or you could find a little bit of movement. Just letting your chest sway a bit side to side. If your forehead is touching the floor, you could massage your head you can massage your forehead by rocking your head a bit side to side. Just one more breath here. And then if you're really enjoying this shape, feel free to stay here a little bit longer. If you'd like to explore a little bit more strength in the body, we'll begin to lift ourselves up. Let the knees come a bit closer together. Let your toes tuck under, and then at the same time, the hips and the shoulders are going to lift up and back. So the hips will lift up, and the shoulders and the hips will move back. So coming into downward facing dog. So your hands are shoulder distance apart, your feet are about hip distance apart. You're keeping this nice length through the spine, and you can bend your knees as much as you need here. Great option for down dog is to pedal out the feet, so bending one knee quite generously as you straighten through the other leg, and then just switching. Your gaze can be at your feet or at the floor, just about halfway down your mat. Encouraging the head to relax, so the muscles that typically hold the head up can have this opportunity to soften. If staying in this shape for the amount of time that I've been in isn't serving, you can come down to your knees at any time. We're going to eventually make our way into a forward fold. So I want you to walk your feet just a couple steps up and walk your hands just a little bit closer in. So your feet will be about hip distance apart and your knees will be bent. And you can allow your upper body to dangle downwards. If you need some more space, you can always separate your feet wider. You can hold onto your elbows and just gently ragdoll, sway side to side. Again, allowing the head to release and let the neck relax. On your next inhale, slide your hands to your shins, lift up just halfway. You can let your legs become a little bit straighter, your spine a little bit longer, and imagine that your tailbone was reaching towards the back of the room and the crown of your head was reaching towards the front of the room, so your spine is as straight as you can get it to be. As you exhale, a bend in the knees to allow your upper body to dangle down. Again, linking linking the breath to the movement, two very simple postures. Inhale to that halfway lift. Exhale, maybe you like to sigh and fold. Inhale to your halfway lift. Exhale, let it go. Don't be afraid to make noise. One more time. Now very slowly, last thing to come up is going to be the head. We're going to roll one vertebrae up at a time. So your arms can dangle, your spine can round, gently, slowly making your way up to a standing position. Keep your gaze down and then begin to roll your shoulders a couple of times. Forward and up, back and down. Forward and up, back and down. We'll take our feet a touch wider with the toes pointing out. Arms are going to reach up into the air. As you exhale, elbows and knees are going to bend. So kind of like a malasana, but not all the way down. And also like a goddess squat, but not quite as wide with the feet. Elbows bend. As you inhale, arms reach up. Little squeeze of the bum at the top. As you exhale, elbows bend, knees bend. So from the side, I just want to make sure that when you're breathing in, you're getting nice and tall. And as you're exhaling in, you're sending your hips back and then your shoulder blades are coming towards one another. So opening up through the chest. As you breathe in, standing tall, squeeze your butt. Exhale, sit down into kind of a malasana goddess hybrid. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, squat. Inhale up. Exhale, squat. Continue at your own pace. And just listen to your body here. If it feels better for you to take your feet wider and move into more of a goddess squat so your hips can go lower, that's beautiful. Please do so. If your body prefers a more narrow stance and you want to come a little bit deeper into like a full malasana, maybe the hands come together. As you're breathing in, the arms would open up wide. As you're exhaling, coming through that cactus and then bringing the hands together. So a couple more rounds here. Your variation, so malasana, letting the hips come all the way down. Or more of a goddess squat, coming to about parallel. Shoulder blades draw together. Spine is nice and long. Breath is flowing. You can take some sighs. Let's go 3 more. And 2. Last one. Good, inhale, come all the way up. Arms are going to reach towards the sky, palms together. As you exhale, hands to your heart, heel toe your feet in. All right, we're going to move it through a little bit of a balance here. So if you're feeling really unbalanced today, totally fine. If you have a wall close by, feel free to use it as some support. Or if you're isolated with a friend or a family member, just grab hold of them if you need that support. So we're going to start with our right foot, finding a lot of grounding energy through that right leg, and begin to lift the left leg up. So the knee is about in line with the hip. And do this from the side. So your left knee is up, your hips are square, and you can take hold of the knee and just gently give it a little pull in towards the body. The foot is flexed, and the breath is nice and smooth. Finding your focal point, your drishti, something to look at. Help you stay nice and stable. You can stay here if you like, or you can begin to open your knee out to the side. If you're choosing that option, your hand will come to your hip and you'll begin to open your left knee out towards the side. You could stay here, or letting the sole of the foot come towards the inside of that right leg. Hands could be on the hips just to keep the pelvis neutral, or the hands could come to the heart, or your arms could reach up into the air like branches on a tree. Shoulder blades draw towards one another. The spine is nice and long. We're rooting down through all four corners of the right foot. I'm going to pause for one more breath. You got this. If you're in the tree position, we're going to come out the same way we came in. So right hand to right hip. The left hand's going to come to the left knee. Pull it back out to the side, flexing through the foot. Pause. Slowly bring the knee forward in front of you. Give it a little squeeze. Pause. And then as you let the foot come down, let it come down slowly. And once it touches, you can give your legs a little bit of a shake. So before we take it to the other side, I'm going to move into a warrior one position. So you can walk your way to the top of your mat, if you're working with a mat, and take your your left foot and step it back. You want it far enough back that you're feeling, a nice amount of length between your legs, but not so far back that your heel can't touch the floor comfortably. So you can find your stance just by taking a peek at the floor, making sure your feet are about hip distance apart, maybe even wider if you like. Your back toes are pointing just slightly towards the left, so an internal rotation. And then your front leg is bent, so the knee is right over top of the hip. Your hips are turning towards the front of your room or towards the front of your mat if you're working with a mat. And then on an inhale breath, we'll begin to reach the arms up towards the sky. Staying nice and tall through the spine, long through the side body. Feeling into the strength of your legs, let's take one more breath here. On your next inhale, warrior two. So your left arm reaches back, your left heel comes down to the floor, and then it's nice to open up your stance a little bit, so widening your feet away from one another. Taking a peek, your front heel in line with the arch of the back foot, and your hips directly underneath your shoulders. Front knee is bent with the knee over the ankle, and we don't want the knee to be falling in towards the big toe side of the foot. We want to push it towards the pinky edge toe side of the foot. So you have to recruit your right glute muscle in order to do that. Reach your arms out wide as if you're reaching into the future and into the past equally, but really we're right here, present in the moment. So shoulders are over the hips. And then lots of energy in your fingers. Good. Feel the strength of your body, these strong warriors. You can gaze over your front fingers if you like. Take one more breath. Let your back hand lower down. Don't put weight on that back leg though. The hand is just resting. Turn your front palm up and then scoop some energy. You're going to reach slightly forward, stay lunge through your front knee, and then reach that top arm up and back just a little bit. So you're beginning to create more space for the front or the right side of your body. Peaceful warrior. Rolling your shoulder blades towards one another, staying nice and low in those hips. Let's take one more breath. On your next inhale, warrior two. Arms are coming back into that T. As you exhale, hands to the hips, straighten your front leg, pick up the toes, and then turn the toes so they're facing the same direction as your back foot. So you're in a wide leg stance. You're going to take the hands to the hips and just roll the hips around in a couple of circles. Your knees can be, a little bit bent here. Try to get as much movement in your hips as you can. So don't worry about what it looks like. If there's somebody in the room watching you, invite them to move their hips as well, because guaranteed, it will help them feel good in their body. It might not. They might think it's silly, but hey, it's important to have that fluidity in the hip, right? So we're going to start to go the other way if you haven't yet. Try to initiate the movement from your hips. Good. And then once that feels about even, take a big breath and reach your arms out wide, big stretch. As you exhale, the hands are going to come behind your back. Take an interlace of your fingers and begin to reach your knuckles down, roll your shoulders together, and lift your heart. So side view. Our legs are straight without locking out the knees. The glutes are active, and we're reaching the knuckles down. You can stay right here if you like, or taking another breath in to prepare. As you exhale, you can lean forward just halfway if you like. So the knuckles would stay on your low back, the crown of your head would face towards the front of your room. You could stay with the knees just softly bent, or you can start to bring your belly down towards your thighs. Give your baby a little flip over, somersault, and reach your knuckles up towards the sky. Again, allowing the head to relax. Wherever you are, whatever choice that you've taken, it's your choice. So remember that. If something's not feeling right, switch it up, find something that works for you. Your body, your choice. One more breath. If you're in the folded position, you can slowly release your hands. Let your arms dangle. And then slowly start to peel yourself up to standing. Again, you can ragdoll it. So the last thing to arrive is going to be the head. Once you arrive, roll your shoulders back. And we're going to heel toe the feet in a little bit, but not all the way. So nice wide stance again with the feet. Your variation, toes out, feet closer together or wider. We're going to go into those squats again. So whatever variation you like, arms up. Exhale your squat. You can do a little Malasana goddess hybrid, or you can go full goddess, or you can go full Malasana. So whichever your body is asking for, you can go slower, you can go faster. You can sigh. You can hum. You can breathe however you like. Let's go 3 more. On your last one, we're going to stay in it. So whether you're in goddess or you're in Malasana, open those hips. Draw your shoulders back. Again, if you're in Malasana, hands can be together, shoulders are still back. One more breath in. Stay for the breath out. As you breathe in, slowly start to heel toe your feet all the way in. You can give your legs a little shake. And then we're going to take all of our balance to the other side. So as you're ready, you're rooting down through your left foot, finding your focal point, shifting your weight over, and allowing your right knee now to come up. You can give the knee a little squeeze, flex the foot, and just draw the leg in as much as what feels good for you. Using a wall for some support if you need it, or someone that's close by. And if you fall out of your balance, try to fall gracefully. However, just know that some days we're more balanced than others, and that's totally normal. One side of our body is usually more balanced than the other as well, so just keep that in mind. Now you can stay right here if you like, or you can start to let your left hand come to your left hip. Open your hips so that right knee is opening out to the side. Staying strong through that left leg. You can stay here or come into your tree pose, so sole of the foot can come to the inside of the leg. You could have toes on the floor as well. Hands could be up the heart or hands on the hips. Maybe the arms reaching up towards the sky for your full tree. Whatever feels good in your body. You are your own best expert. You are your best guru, so listen to what your body is saying. Take the variation, the modification that you need. Take breaks as you require them. I'm going to pause here for one more breath. And then slowly start to reverse out of it. So if you're in tree, the left hand will come to the left hip. The right hand's going to come out to the side so you can catch your knee. Woo. If that didn't happen for you today, that's okay. You can watch this video tomorrow and try it again. Bring the knee in so we're closing off the hip, and then maybe just draw that knee in a little bit closer towards the body. Giving baby a little hug. And then with as much grace as you can conjure, let the foot come down. Give it a little shake out if you like. Forget about what just happened or whatever just didn't happen for you. It's all good. And as you're ready, we'll come again to the top of our mat if you're working with a mat. And step now our right leg back. So coming into our warrior one shape. Feet are going to be about hip distance apart. You can always bring them to be wider if you like. We want the feet far enough apart that your back heel can touch the floor. And there's a bit of an external rotation. I think I said internal on the last side, so Just kidding. So we want the left knee to be right over top of the ankle, the hips to be facing somewhat forward. If they're opening up a little bit, that's okay, but guiding the hips towards the front, recruiting your right glute, pulling your left hip back, keeping your spine nice and long, and then reaching the arms up towards the sky. You can make biceps by the ears and shoulder blades towards one another. So the chest is nice and open. Pressing down equally into all four corners of both of your feet. Finding that stability and that strength. Take one more breath. On your next inhale, warrior two, pivot your back heel in and down, and then wiggle your back leg a little further back. So again, we want that alignment of ankle, or heel rather, to arch. So the front heel and the back arch are about in line with one another. The front knee is over the ankle, so you can take a little peek, make sure that the knee is not falling in. It's not, in some crazy weird alignment. We want it right over top of that kind of big toe to second toe in that direction. And the arms opening up wide. Strength through the right glute. The right quad is on as well. You can always bring your hands to your body and feel what muscles are working. If they're not on, turn them on. Body awareness, arms reaching, gaze looking over those front fingers, nice and low, open through those hips. Feeling maybe some heat climb in, strong warriors. Let your backhand lower down. What does the world need now? It needs love and peace, so coming into your peaceful warrior. Left hand reaches up and back, always peace. Such an important thing to always come back to. Lots of opening through that left side body. Staying bent through that front knee. Take one more breath here, maybe two. Try not to put all your weight on your back leg. On your next inhale, warrior two. Arms into your big T. As you exhale, hands to the hips, straight through that front leg. Pick up the toes, turn the toes in. This time, heels come in, toes come out. Come into your goddess. Big breath in, arms reach up. Exhale, sink down into your goddess, and then stay. See if you can sink a little bit lower. Keeping a nice big bend in those knees, so the thighs parallel to the floor. Elbows bent, shoulders draw back. Open up through that chest. Stay here for 5 more seconds. Maybe sinking a little deeper. You can do this. You're so much stronger than you think. You got it. 3 more seconds. And 1. Hands to the hips, straighten the legs. Heel to the feet all the way in. And give yourself a couple of hip circles one way. And then the other. Come to the center of your mat, facing towards the front of your mat. We're going to come into our downward facing dog and then a child's pose. So just going very slowly, I want you to bend through your knees quite a lot, hinge from your hips. Your hands are going to come down to the floor. Just walk yourself a little bit forward so the hands are towards the top of your mat. Walk your feet back so they're towards the back of the mat. Come into your down dog. Take a deep breath in. As you exhale, knees come down. As you exhale, hips towards heels, child's pose. We're going to do that a couple of times. So as you breathe in, back into your tabletop, tuck the toes. As you exhale, down dog, hips and shoulders move at the same time. Inhale, tabletop. Exhale, child's pose. Inhale, table. Exhale, down dog. One more time, inhale, table. Exhale, child's, and then stay. Your favorite variation. Arms can be reaching forward, forehead on your fists. Arms could be sweeping back, whatever you like. Slowly we'll make our way back out onto our hands and knees to find our way onto our seat. You can sit cross-legged, you can sit on your heels. If you have a blanket or just something to elevate your hips, again, that's a great option, just to find something to, that's a little bit more comfortable than sitting straight on the ground. Let your hands come down to your thighs, palms facing the floor, in a gesture of grounding. Let your eyes close. Allow the chin to become heavy and drop it down towards the throat, creating length through the back of the neck. And as you breathe in, begin to roll your right ear over your right shoulder. Encourage some space to flow into the left side of the neck. And then as you exhale, chin gets heavy back towards the throat. And then inhaling, ear towards opposite shoulder. So we'll continue to roll the neck, roll the head just side to side at a pace that feels good for you. And let the face be really relaxed here. Your eyes could be closed, your jaw is unhinged, your breath is smooth. You could continue the U shape, or if you like, you could go into more of a circular motion, just exploring all corners of the neck, the front, the back, the sides. If you're taking a circular motion, begin to roll the other way. And once that feels about even and complete, let your chin come back down towards your chest just for a moment to pause, and then slowly you can start to bring your head back up to center. Let your shoulder blades come a little closer together so your heart is more spacious and open. Your left hand's going to stay where it is. Your right palm's going to flip up. You're going to take the peace sign fingers, so peace sign fingers are your index finger and your middle finger, and bring them in towards your hand. So you've just got your pinky finger, your ring finger, and your thumb exposed. I'm going to move into a pranayama practice called alternate nostril breathing, or Nadi Shodanan. It's a beautiful way to balance the left and right hemispheres of the brain. It's a great way to focus our energy, to calm our nervous system, and it's incredibly a powerful pranayama to relax the body and the mind. So I'm going to guide you through a couple of rounds, and then you can continue a few rounds at your own pace. Once we're finished with this pranayama, we'll be moving into our shavasana, and that can be whatever shape feels most comfortable for you. If you prefer to continue with the pranayama for more rounds and then just practice your shavasana at your own time, that's completely fine. So that's what we're doing. So as you're ready, you're going to exhale through both of your nostrils, but just bring your right hand up, finding that mudra where the index or the peace sign fingers are curled in. And then close your right nostril very gently with your thumb and breathe in just through your left nostril. Close your left nostril and open your right, and exhale through your right nostril. Inhale through your right nostril. Switch, so the thumb is closing the right, and exhale through the left nostril. So that's one round. Again, inhale through the left. Close left, open right, exhale. Inhale through the right. Close the right and exhale through the left. That's 2 rounds. Again, inhale through the left. Close the left, exhale through the right. Try to keep the shoulders relaxed. Inhale through the right. Close the right and exhale through the left. 3 more rounds at your own. Once you are finished, you're welcome to bring your hand back down to your thigh and just take a few moments of pause, acknowledging any shifts or changes that may have occurred. Anything that you're experiencing now as your pranayama is kind of settling in, the effects of it. You're welcome to continue if you would like to practice a few more rounds. That's great. As you're ready, we're going to come into our final relaxation. So for your Shavasana, it can be whatever shape feels good for you. If you prefer to stay in a meditative posture, sitting upright, that's great. If you're near a wall and you'd like to do legs up the wall, waterfall, you could scoot yourself up towards the wall and elevate your legs. Let's just imagine that I have a wall. Elevate your legs up so the wall is holding your legs up. Or you could do this literally just in the middle of your room. If you wanted to, you could elevate your hips with maybe a blanket or a pillow and just have your legs elevated upwards. You could be lying on your side in fetal position. Something in between the knees always feels nice for me, so just take your time to settle into a position, into a shape that feels really relaxing and nourishing for you. And once you find it, you can allow your eyes to soften and close. Begin to witness the rhythmic flow of your breath. Feeling the breath travel all the way down into your belly, washing around your baby or babies. Just feeling that nourishment roll all the way through the body, touching each area, each nook, each cranny. And following the breath as it leaves the body. I like to imagine it's like the exhale is sweeping up any debris, tensions, any stresses. It's kind of sweeping them up into a neat little pile. And then at the very end of the exhale, it all exits the body. And so I breathe in please stay here for as long as what feels good for you. If you are ready for your practice to come to an end, you might like to bring your hands together at your heart in a gesture of gratitude and take a moment to say a massive thank you to yourself for practicing yoga, for doing something that is so beneficial for your health and your happiness and your baby's health and baby's happiness. And though we are not practicing in the same room and probably not even at the same time, just know that we are all connected and you're not alone. And if you need anything else, any resources at all, I'm more than happy to be a pillar of support, so please contact me, message me, get in touch.